Not everyone invalidates you with aggression. Sometimes they do it with a smile, with a calm tone, with soft words, with an attitude so correct that if you react, even you can start feeling like the problem. And that is exactly the trap. Because when someone invalidates you in a harsh way, it is easier to notice. But when they do it through kindness, calmness, and the appearance of helping you, everything becomes more confusing. They do not yell at you. They do not insult you. They do not humiliate you openly. They just do something more subtle. They make you feel like what you think is misread, that what you feel is too much, that what you saw was not what you think it was, that your reaction needs correction. And if that keeps happening, little by little, you stop trusting your own reading as much. In this video, we are going to look at how some people use kindness to invalidate you, why this dynamic works so well, and what signs show that you are not dealing with someone who is simply very polite, but with an elegant form of manipulation. The first thing to understand is this: invalidation does not always come in the form of rejection. A lot of the time, it comes in the form of correction. They do not say, "You're wrong." They say, "I think you're seeing it differently. It wasn't that serious. I'm saying this with care. Don't take it so personally. I'm just trying to help you see it more clearly." And on the surface, everything sounds fine. It sounds polite. It sounds reasonable. It can even sound mature. But underneath, the effect can be very different. Because the conversation stops being about what happened to you and starts being about whether your way of reading it is even reliable. And that shift matters a lot. Because one thing is helping you see something more clearly, and something very different is using calmness, softness, or kindness to push you into doubting yourself. That is where elegant invalidation begins. It does not destroy your point all at once. It makes it fragile. What does this look like in real life? It shows up in moments that, taken separately, seem small. For example, you say, "That made me uncomfortable." And the other person answers, "I don't think it was that serious." Or you say, "I felt like you spoke to me badly." And they reply, "You're a little too sensitive today." Or you set a boundary, and they answer, "I'm just saying this for your own good. Don't get defensive." The trick is that they do not deny you violently. They deny you kindly. They do not clash with you. They wrap around you. And that is even more disorienting. Because when someone attacks you directly, you know you need to defend yourself. But when someone invalidates you with a kind tone, your mind enters a different process. You start thinking, maybe I did overreact. Maybe I understood it wrong. Maybe they really are trying to help me. And that is where the real effect appears. You are no longer evaluating what happened. You are evaluating whether you even have the right to feel what you felt. That is one of the reasons this works so well, because it does not confront you. It confuses you. It does not try to overpower you by force. It tries to move you through doubt. And many people fall into it not because they are naive, but because they want to be fair. They want to listen. They want not to overreact. They want to stay reasonable. And that, which would normally be a strength, becomes the doorway here. Because if you are trying to stay balanced, but the other person is using kindness to place themselves above your perception, then you are no longer playing the same game. You want better understanding. The other person wants to correct your reading from above. And that difference changes everything. Because little by little, you begin to depend more on how that person interprets the situation than on what you saw clearly in the first place. And when that becomes a pattern, your certainty drops without anyone ever having to yell at you.
Now, something important. Not every kind person invalidates you. Not every soft phrase is manipulation. Not every correction is disrespect. The difference is in the pattern and in the effect. Ask yourself this. After talking to that person, do you feel clearer or smaller? Because a healthy person can disagree with you and still leave you room. They can offer a different perspective without making you feel foolish. They can help you see something differently without reducing what you felt. The person who invalidates through kindness leaves a different mark. They do not just give an opinion, they reposition you. They make you feel like your reading matters less, that your reaction needs to be filtered, that your sensitivity is poorly calibrated, that your judgment needs supervision. And if that happens once, it may be an awkward moment. But if it happens many times, it is no longer a communication style. It is a dynamic. And in that dynamic, kindness is not protecting you. It is lowering your legitimacy without breaking the form.
These are some clear signs that someone is using kindness to invalidate you. First sign, they use soft phrases to take weight away from what you feel. They do not deny it brutally. They minimize it nicely. Second sign, they make you feel exaggerated without saying it directly. The idea hangs in the air, and you end up completing it yourself. Third sign, when you try to explain why something affected you, the conversation quickly shifts toward your interpretation, not toward what happened. Fourth sign, you leave the conversation with more doubt than clarity. You do not feel understood, you feel corrected. Fifth sign, the other person keeps the image of being calm, reasonable, and impeccable, while you are left carrying the discomfort. Sixth sign, you begin editing yourself before speaking to that person. You think more about how to say something so they do not make you feel like you are reacting wrong. And that last one matters a lot. Because once you stop speaking freely because you are anticipating how they will correct you, the invalidation has stopped being a moment. It has become structure.
And here comes an uncomfortable truth. Many people tolerate this because they believe kindness guarantees good intention. They think, they said it nicely. They weren't rude. They didn't yell at me. Maybe I really did take it the wrong way. But tone does not always reveal intention. Some people learn that the best way to deflate your point is not to attack it, but to soften it until it looks unnecessary. Not to destroy it, to deflate it. And when they do that again and again, they achieve something very useful. They get you to distrust your own reaction before you even hold it. And if they achieve that, they no longer need to argue with you. You become easier to move. Not because they are right,
because your conviction arrives weaker each time. That is what so many people take too long to see. Elegant invalidation does not always feel like violence. Sometimes it feels like a calm conversation that leaves you worse than when you entered.
So, what changes this dynamic? First, stop measuring only the tone. Do not ask only, did they say it nicely? Ask, what effect did it leave in me? That changes a lot. Second, do not rush to correct yourself just because the other person sounded calm. Calmness does not always mean truth. Kindness does not always mean respect. Third, do not hand over your perception too quickly. If something felt wrong, if something reduced you, if something made you feel less valid, that is already information. You do not need to invalidate yourself first just because the other person spoke with confidence. And fourth, watch the pattern. Does this happen often with this person? Every time you name something, do you end up feeling like you read it wrong? Every time you express discomfort, do you walk away with more guilt than clarity? If the answer is yes, then you are not just seeing a difference of opinion. You are looking at a much more polished form of manipulation.
At the beginning of this video, the idea was simple. Sometimes they use kindness to invalidate you. Now you know what that looks like. It does not always show up as rudeness. A lot of the time, it shows up as soft correction, as unsolicited help, as superior calmness, as polite words that, instead of giving you clarity, lower your position. And this is the final idea I want to leave with you. Not everything that sounds kind is protecting you. Sometimes kindness can also be an elegant way of making you feel less reliable than the person standing in front of you. And once you understand that, you start noticing much earlier the difference between someone who brings you clarity and someone who uses softness to make you doubt yourself. If you want to keep learning how to detect these dynamics before it is too late, subscribe